Okay, here we go. Another recording for paying members of the VIP Readers Club, particularly. I've got a bit of a different setup here today, so I hope it's working. If I'm looking that way, it's because I have the recording on a different screen. And in turn, that is because I'm going to do things slightly differently. Because having a general chat is great, and if things occur to me as we go along, or if people ask questions, and it gives me something to talk about. So I don't have a huge amount on my mind at the moment, other than the rewrite of A Study in Stone that I'm working on. So I thought what I'd try doing instead, and seeing if this proves popular, is to read you a piece that been working on recently, and then I can do a bit of a chat in relation to that. So I can say, what was I doing? What was I getting at? Why did I do things? And that in turn might spark questions, which, I hope we can have a bit of a discussion. It would be lovely to have a few more paying subscribers. I don't particularly like the idea of sort of having to, ask people for money and things like that, because what I hope is that my books are worthwhile, and that it's worthwhile people buying the books, and they hopefully get some value out of that. And that is, in an ideal world, that's kind of what I would just stick to. And I did have the, send me a mug of coffee or cup of tea, a mug of tea, if I could get it right. And that still exists on the coffee.com. So I might start putting links to that, because some people prefer that. But I kind of thought, doing Substack, this is the way Substack is supposed to kind of work, because I don't know what will happen if they don't have paying subscribers coming onto the platform. I mean, not that my few are going to make much difference to Substack, but it makes a big difference to me. But anyway, it's all, all trying things out. And if it turns out that not enough people are keen, then we'll have to think of ways to make that more manageable. It is possible, for instance, to refund people's subscriptions, which, I would do if for some reason I wasn't able, or it wasn't worthwhile to continue doing these. I don't mind continuing doing them. But I'm trying to kind of give value to the most number of people for what I hope is the least cost. So that's why there's a discount, because Substack has a minimum price for paying members. So but you can get around it by putting a permanent discount on. So I did that. And, I'm trying to kind of make use of it in a way that works for you and for me, for the whole, when I say it, I mean the whole platform. And of course, instead of sort of sending a mug of tea, then you can just subscribe for 1 month, which with the discount probably works out about the same. And then you can just, cancel it after that. Or I believe it might automatically revert to paid if you just sort of, make sure your payment isn't going to go through again if you cancel your subscription from the other end, sort of thing. So you can remain in control of it, basically. And we'll continue, to experiment and see how things go. So I'm talking about cups. I've probably said coffee because I'm actually drinking some coffee, a bit of decaf today to keep me going. So I've been hard at work with the rewrite of Study in Stone today. And it's a bit different from doing a first draft, although some of this draft is new. To make it worthwhile doing a whole new version, I am rewriting. I am taking things out. The other day I took out 1,000 words at a time. It didn't quite seem right to me for what I wanted to do with the story. And a lot of new stuff is coming in, a lot of new dialogue. It's going to be a lot longer. It's going to be a full-length novel when it's done, which is a minimum of about 50,000 words. I'd be surprised if it isn't more like 60-something by the time I'm done. Might even be 70,000. And that's up from about 30,000, just to give you a guideline to how much has increased, by a large percentage. So it will, in essence, be a new book with elements of the original story in it. So, what I'm going to have a go at